Good morning. So I am really kind of running late to work. I was up late last night editing, trying to get today's vlog up in time. And so I got to bed kind of late and I am definitely running behind. I had a weird and interesting dream last night that I felt like you guys could appreciate, so I wanted to share it with you. So, let me set everything up. I had to work that night in the dream, and it was another crazy night like I had last week where I went into work really late in the evening and didn't get off till like really early in the morning. So, I get to work and I realized that I forgot my phone and my wallet, which was annoying. With my job, I need my phone constantly. But there's nothing I could do about it, so I went through the whole night without my phone, figured I must have just left it at home. So, get off work, drive home, it's the middle of the night. Get home, walk inside the house, look around, and I can't find my phone or my wallet. So I'm like, that is strange. Maybe they fell out of my pocket in the car while I was driving to work. So I go outside, again, it's the middle of the night, pitch black dark outside, and as I'm walking to the car in the driveway, I see this, I don't know what age she was, but she was a girl walking down the road. She had headphones in and was like singing and dancing along to the music, like out loud. And again, middle of the night, kind of weird. So I'm walking down the driveway, she sees me coming for her and starts like acting like she's gonna attack me. And so I threw my arms up and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm just walking to the car. But since she had the headphones in, she couldn't hear me or anything, so she kept acting like she was threatening me. I don't remember if she said anything, but acting like she was threatening to hurt me. So I go into the car, try to just ignore her, and then she just finally walks past. I noticed she walked through people's yards though. She wasn't walking in the road, she was walking through people's yards, which is impolite. So I was like, well, that was weird. So I'm in the car, I'm looking around. I finally find my wallet and my phone. But at this point, the sun's starting to come up. It's starting to get kind of lighter outside. So I'm getting ready to get out of the car and go back inside. And I see another group of kids, except this group was a lot younger. They're walking down the road and they're all in Halloween costumes. But it's not like the new kind of Halloween costumes where kids wear movie characters or stuff. They were kind of traditional looking, I don't really know how to explain it. They were very traditional looking Halloween costumes. And so I just kind of sat in the car and I watched them. They walked up to the house across the street from us and rang the doorbell. It was Halloween night. I was so confused and I was like, is it Halloween night? I've had dreams before, several times, where I forget it's Halloween and I never set anything up. And I'm trying to hurry up and get everything set up in time. But no, without a shadow of a doubt, this was not Halloween night. It was the middle of the summer, like it is now. So I was sitting in the car watching, and they keep ringing the doorbell, banging on the door. Finally, one of the people across the street come out, open the door, and it's these kids, and they're like, trick or treat, and he was like, guys, what are you doing? It's whatever time in the morning. You need to go home. And they just kind of stood there, still expecting candy. And so finally he just closed the door on them. And then they walked down to the next house. But then there was a mass of children and their parents starting to walk down the road. And I mean well, we have a lot of people show up at our house to trick or treat. But this was it was crazy. They were swarming the road, swarming everybody's houses. It was at the point where every house had groups standing in front of them. I guess they had candy already in their bags because they were eating candy at the same time and just throwing the wrappers on the ground, so everybody's yards were getting all trashed and everything. Just like candy wrappers laying all over the road. And pretty much it was just like they were all going in circles. They would go to a house, knock on the door, the people would come out, tell them to go away, go to the next house, do it again, they would tell them to go away. And it was like, there was so many people just doing that over and over and over. I'm just sitting in the car, so confused. I'm like taking pictures of them. Emily was inside asleep, so I was like texting her the pictures, and I was like, open the door, what is happening? And so finally the people who live next to us are kind of elderly, and they were getting fed up with it, so finally they called the police. And I don't remember if the police ever actually showed up, but I know that like the news team showed up and wanted to like set up and do an interview with homeowners who were getting annoyed, and set up an interview with like the parents who were there with their kids. And I remember one of the interviews, they asked like, why are you here? What made all of y'all come out here? And they were like, oh, well, we live in a bad neighborhood, we can't really do trick-or-treating. And so the interviewer was like, yeah, but it's not Halloween. And they were like, every day is Halloween if you have the spirit, which I can agree with that. But in this case, it was really weird. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Nothing else really happened. I guess I woke up before it actually like officially ended or whatever. So that was my dream. What'd you dream last night? Tell me. Good evening. I am home from work. It's a pretty long day. I'm tired. So, I've been thinking about this sign. I slept on it. By the way, I posted this sign on Hunter's Hangout. I'm blown away by the positive reactions to it. I think as of recording right now, it has like over 300 reactions and like tons of comments. It's crazy. I'm glad that everybody likes it. That's pretty cool. And so, like I said, I slept on it last night and I've given it some thought, and I do think I'm gonna stick with the backlight. Part of me really was thinking about doing away with the backlighting and just having it like a normal sign. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the backlighting. But I think here's what I'm gonna do, and let's plug this in so that we can get a better idea of what I'm trying to say here. There. Alright, so if you recall from what I was saying yesterday, my issue with the backlighting was that there wasn't enough separation between the letters and the arch. And you can actually even see it now, even with the lights on and everything. The letters just completely disappear with the arch there. So I've given it some thought, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint different colors to help with the separation. I was thinking I could either paint the archway gold and leave the letters black, so that it's kind of like, this is like, or paint like bronze, so that this is kind of like a brass, I don't know, archway? What am I trying to say? And then the letters are on top of that. And that might work, or I could reverse that and keep the archway black and do the letters gold. If I did the letters gold, or like bronze, not gold, but like a bronze, dark bronze sort of, and then if I have like spotlights out pointing up at it, it might reflect that light a little bit better to help with the separation. But I feel like one of those two things will work to really help give it that depth that I've kind of lost. Maybe I'll play around on Photoshop to see if gold on black looks better or black on gold looks better, and go from there. Plus, I was still kind of thinking about painting the back side of the letters silver to help with the reflection, to get more green reflected like here in the middle. Not 100% sure about that yet. I'll try the black and gold first and see how that works before I do that. But then once I get the letter situation fixed, it's almost done. I am going to do the same thing with the top of this pole and that pole as we do with the top of the fence posts, and get them on a point like that. That way there will be like 2 giant points on either end. I think that'll look kind of cool. And then also, we never finished painting it black. There's still a lot of spots that need black paint, and also the back hasn't been painted at all. So that's still something we gotta do. So that'll be the next step, is figuring out that letter separation. I don't think I have any gold paint right now. I had some last year when I did the circus sign, but I think I might have used it all, sadly. But in the meantime, while I'm figuring that all out and getting the gold paint, I've also got this tombstone, you remember, that I started on, which, if you remember, I said that I had accidentally cut the PVC channels too wide, so I had to put a bunch of glue in there. So I definitely think it's had enough time to sit here and cure. So I've got to sand the edges down to get them flush with each other, and then I can start carving everything out. So I might go ahead and do that tonight, actually, because yeah, I still have time. But before I do that, I'm going to eat dinner because I'm very hungry. I have a bad habit of, it's not even a bad habit, I've done it since high school. I don't eat during the day. I eat 1 meal a day. And I've done that ever since high school. I don't eat lunch, which is probably not really healthy. But I just kind of, I don't know, that's the way my body is. So I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna eat dinner, and then come back out here and do something. Okay, so not quite 300. I may have exaggerated a little bit. Well, never mind. I'm an idiot. I finished eating, came out here to do some sanding. Totally forgot that I used my last bit of sandpaper on the sign, so I can't sand the tombstone. So that's cool. But you know what? That's actually, I think that's okay. I could probably use a night of rest. I have some homework type stuff that I have to do for work tonight anyway. Don't you love when you have to work even when you're not at work? Fun times. So, I guess I need to focus on that anyway. So what we'll do is, we'll just put everything on hold. Tomorrow, after work, I'll try and go get some sandpaper, some gold paint, and yeah, we'll do those 2 things. We did it! 325. Very blurry 325. There we go. It's thinking. There we go. Good job. So, I really don't want to sound like I'm bragging too much, because it's really not that big of a deal. But, I really like the fact that my Deadwood sign has been liked by several people in Hunter's Hangout who I watch a lot. And, people who kind of got me into doing it as a more like serious sort of thing. Oh, look at that. Just got on. So it kind of makes me feel like a celebrity. The dog kind of makes me feel like a celebrity. I'm not at all by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, it's cool. It makes me feel very proud of my work. It also makes me feel very tired. I finished doing my extra homework that I don't get paid for. So I'm gonna go to bed. It just started raining outside. I'm kind of stalling, trying to think if there was anything else I was supposed to say. I don't think there was, so I think I'm just gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.